What's up people, welcome back to Rebranding Safety. Today's a really cool episode of Toolbox Tuesdays. This video is all about risk assessment. It's going to be the basics of a risk assessment. But the script was written by AI and I'm going to read it word for word. Let's see how good an AI is at safety. Right, before we get into this, it's not going to be the same relaxed, like flowy, messy style of Rebranding Safety. So don't compare it to that, because I want to read it word for word of what the AI ChatGPT has created for us. So what that means is I've got a teleprompter. So I am going to be looking at my teleprompter, and we don't normally do that. So you're going to definitely see, I feel a little bit robotic. But please don't judge it for that. Please judge it for its content. Ready? Hi everyone. In today's video, we're going to be talking about risk assessments. Risk assessments are an essential part of many businesses and organisations as they help identify potential hazards and evaluate the likelihood and consequence of those hazards. In this video, we'll cover everything you need to know about risk assessments, including what they are, why they're important, and how to conduct one. So, what's a risk assessment? A risk assessment is a systematic process of evaluating the potential risk associated with a particular activity or situation. The purpose of a risk assessment is to identify potential hazards and determine the likelihood and the consequences of those hazards. Risk assessments are commonly used in many industries, including healthcare, construction, and manufacturing. Why are risk assessments important? Risk assessments are important for several reasons. First, they help prevent accidents and injuries by identifying potential hazards and implementing measures to reduce or even eliminate those hazards. Second, they help businesses and organisations comply with the legal and regulatory requirements. Finally, risk assessments can help organisations save money by reducing the cost of accidents and injuries. Steps in conducting a risk assessment. 1. Identify the hazards. The first step in conducting a risk assessment is to identify the potential hazards. This may include physical, chemical, biological, or environmental hazards. Step 2. Evaluate the risk. Once the hazards have been identified, the next step is to evaluate the likelihood and the consequences of those hazards. This may involve reviewing accident records, conducting interviews, or using risk assessment tools. 3. Determine controls. After evaluating the risk, the next step is to determine the controls necessary to reduce or eliminate those risks. This may include engineering controls, administrative controls, or personal protective equipment. Step 4. Implement controls. Once the controls have been identified, the next step is to implement them. This may involve training employees, installing safety equipment, or revising policies and procedures. Step 5. Monitor and review. The final step in conducting a risk assessment is to monitor and review the effectiveness of the controls. This may involve conducting regular inspections, reviewing accident reports, or revising risk assessments as necessary. In conclusion, risk assessments are a crucial part of many businesses and organisations. By identifying potential hazards and implementing measures to reduce or eliminate those hazards, risk assessments can help prevent accidents and injuries, ensure legal and regulatory compliance, and save organisations money. Remember to follow the steps we've covered in this video to conduct an effective risk assessment. Thanks for watching. Catch you next week. Safe.